Yo, what's good, chat? It's ya boy, Luke Man. That's right. And today I'm talking about the Pro Origins 1985 Sig Jack Butler, and also the Two-Faced, in case you want to get faced, in case you want to get wasted, or you're a steak and you're trying to get basted. Yeah, anyhow, these are my babies. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about how these babies came about. I wanted to tell you where babies come from. What I really wanted to do is I wanted to share the video that Jackson put out that I was honored to be featured on, and I wanted to talk about the unsung hero that made that video happen. This is not a video anyone asked me to make, but I would like to share this story because it's kind of epic, low key. When I was headed out on the road for the Warbringer tour summer of 2025 to go do some sick festival dates all around Europe. It was actually really awesome experience. Yeah, Mike Tempesta over at Jackson had already told me that he was thinking about me for this particular guitar coming up, and the thing was that the dates were while I was in Europe. So I just asked if they could push them back when I was going to get back around, like August 26th. And that was the date that I asked we could maybe do the shoot, when I knew I was getting back on like the 19th or the 18th, something like that. So I kind of already had a track in mind. It's a track that I will release pretty soon here. And I was just under the impression it was all taken care of. Like, it's all good. I got that track. It's fine. We're about 2 weeks out from when I come home. You know, it's probably, it's probably like the 5th of August or maybe the 10th of August, something like that. Mike is talking to me and he says, well, let's hear the track you were thinking of. And I just sent it over, no big deal. I thought for sure, yeah, that'll work out. And so he comes back and he says, it's not really the style we were thinking of for this particular promotion. Because I didn't have any context as to what the video was going to turn out like, what the song was going to turn out like, nothing like that. So in my own time, I've been working on this music, very progressive. Take my word for it, it's progressive. It wasn't right. And then I sent him another song thinking, oh, okay, well, when Jackson gave me the Specific Ocean guitar, I started writing a track for that song, because originally I was going to do a video for the Virtuoso. Started writing this track. I just called it Specific Ocean because it was totally inspiration to me. That guitar and just the whole bit. So I sent that one over, but it was a little faster than they were thinking for this. I was told we want something more Racer X, more Dawkins, And there was even a couple of tracks that were referenced. So one of them was Street Lethal, and the other one was Kiss of Death. And these tracks are around 140 beats per minute. Actually, I think they're 145. Both like 143, 145. Or like Scarified is 143 and Kiss of Death is 145, something like that. But they had to groove. That was like the whole idea, is that these songs were gonna pack like it wasn't going to be a, it was gonna be more of a, groove, right? So I sent one more song. That song permissible as well. So now I'm in like France or like Italy or Germany, because it would change literally from day to day. We're playing festivals, Summer Breeze, Vakken, playing Vagos Metal Festival in Portugal, the Rockstad Festival in literally Transylvania. So we're playing all these shows. I don't know how many of y'all have been on a rock tour, but it's actually pretty busy, you know, especially when you're doing fly dates like that, back to back to back. Every single day you're going through airport security. Every single day you're waiting for the airport to run its course, which could be very easy or it could be absolutely brutal and miserable. And during that, I now know that, hey, I have to come up with a brand new track. I have to record it somehow before the date of the video shoot, which is the 26th. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, I play with Dean Roberts, drummer of Leatherwolf, and he's an awesome dude. I'm like, time to pull in a favorite. Like, can you just track drums on that? Can you just like put down drums? And he's like, totally, I'm into it, dude. And he was previously even working on my track, which I'll release later. Anyhow, the Pacific Ocean track is out. On YouTube, it's called like Man Uses Ocean to Compare Wet versus Dry Recording. You know, because on YouTube, you can't just put like, I wrote this song, or you can't just put the name of the song, because no one will ever see it. So you gotta think like, what's the clickbaitiest thing? Anyhow, it still didn't work. It still has like only 200 views or something like that. That's besides the point. The point is, Dean switches from the song that he was working on. He's like, okay, fresh song, I got you. No worries. The other thing that happened is my boy, Chase on bass, Chase Bryant, phenomenal bass player. Like, ridiculous musician. Okay, so he can play jazz, he plays shred metal. He played in Soulfly this summer. Actually, this summer, he started the first Warbringer tour that we did that was like from May to June. And then he jumped on the Soulfly camp, and he continued touring around Europe for like 5 weeks, like 6 weeks with Soulfly, and then joined us as we came back to Europe for another like four or 5 weeks. I think it was just 4 the second time, just festivals. So anyhow, guy's an absolute legend. After that, he jumped on another tour with Bruce Dickinson, his opening band, Combustion 96 or 86, whatever it is. Yeah, absolute sweetheart, legend of a dude. He has his computer and an interface. So I said, Chase on bass, can I please use your interface? I have to record this thing. It's important to me. And he said, yeah, dude. So when you travel with a band, oftentimes you're in little sleeper bunks. So if you can't afford the nightliner, occasionally you get to go on the nightliner. But if it's not one of those tours, you got the Sprinter, and then maybe there's like some sleeper bunks in there. So they are exactly what they sound like they are. And in between, there's like this piece of real estate, maybe 12 inches apart. I've got the computer set up in Chausson Boss's bunk. And I'm just sitting there hunched up like this, and I'm trying to come up with riffs. So anyhow, we're on the highway. We're going 85 kilometers an hour because we're in Europe, and we're making our way through border stops and like, I don't know. Usually it's only the UK that you actually have to stop and get out. But for some reason, Italy Border Patrol wanted to talk to us. But yeah, it's up. I'm up late at night just going through this, trying to come up with material and trying to be very much like Racer X. And so that's where this came from. Mike Tempesta is one of the smartest, most amazing, most intuitive, brilliant dudes, and epic guitar player. He's so humble. It's not often that you know, he'll he'll let you know about that. But yeah, the dude's vetted. He's legitimate. And when I talked to him at the video shoot, he said, "Are you inspired by Paul Gilbert, perchance?" But he for sure knew that I was, and that's what was so cool, because I remember nights being a young kid trying to play street lethal, you know, and getting that run, that something like that. So I had these licks kind of in my vocabulary. I knew the Paul Gilbert language, and I was working on it. So I put something down. I recorded that whole song, did a demo. I think I just about got this song. And then the next drive, I recorded the rest. So like in 2 days, I pretty much came up with the song. Before that, I was at Brutal Assault, and I just wanted to be sure I was on the right path. I showed Mike my riff. I think that was like all I had at the time. So I showed him that, and he was like, yeah, that's more on the right track. So I record the demo. It's just cowbell and drums. And I send it to him. And he's like, cool, you were gonna put bass and drums on that as well, right? And I'm cracking up because he's being so nice to me, you know? It's like, and you gotta like, I put myself in his shoes. Okay, there is a video shoot that's planned. There's an entire marketing campaign for a huge company like Jackson Guitars that's on the line, and he doesn't know me very well. And he's basically all in on my ability to deliver, you know? So that's gotta be incredibly stressful. And he's just like, so yeah, you know, you're gonna put like drums and bass on there too. And I'm like, you know, I was thinking the same thing. I think I will put drums and bass on there as well. So anyhow, there is so much that goes on day to day on a rock tour. And the idea of sitting down to record something, let alone something that's not even yours, is bombastic, dude. That is the craziest thing. So for my brother Chasson Boss, while we were in, oh man, I forget the name of that country. I was trying to track him down for a couple days. I knew it was gonna be hard. I knew it was gonna be a tough sell. Like, dude, can you do this? But he's a ridiculous musician. And I told him, I'm gonna buy you a steak and a fish. The grocery store didn't have fish, so I just bought him a steak. And I barbecued that sucker for him. And then he even ended up sharing it with me, dude. We were doing tons of barbecuing, specifically steak. But he sat down at this dungeon type venue that we played in. Where was that? Posters of Gus G playing there. He sat down, he did like the first bit in an hour before sound check. He finished it in like half an hour after sound check. And I went in there, I was like, you're done? And then when I listened to it, he was done, you know? He's like a consummate professional and absolute beast of a musician. So that killer bass guitar playing that you hear on that track, the Jackson demonstration, is like, it's something he sneezed away. It's crazy how good of a musician that guy is. And yeah, my friend Dino, he put the sickest drums on there. He made them sound super cool. And Randy Burns, a friend of ours, was nice enough to come in with a favor as well. And he just mixed and mastered that sucker. And if you look up Randy Burns, you know, he's worked with really cool names such as Death. And yeah, he's done the latest Leather Wolf album, and I think he did the first Leather Wolf album. So anyhow, it's just really cool. I wanted to put this video out here because I felt like there was so many people that helped me so much when it came to putting this really cool opportunity together. Not to mention, when I did get back to the United States, I went to Dean's to retrack my guitars. So I just did a scratch so that Mike could hear them. And then I re-recorded everything within 6 hours. And then Dino put some edits, I'm sure, on my guitar playing. And so Dean sat there and he sat there with me while I recorded for like, it was 6 hours, and we just got it all out. And then when we were done, we were done. He said, okay, dude, we're done. And I understood. And there's definitely parts I wish I could have gotten better. You know, I wish I could have performed them better on that day, but I was tired, man. I was probably jet lagged. And there's no real need to make excuses because it seemed like the reception for the video was sick, and that meant a ton to me. Like a lot of really cool guitar players that I respect and admire gave me props, so that was awesome. But yeah, just one more time, I wanted to thank Mike Tempesta, thank my man Chase Bryant, Dean Roberts, and Randy Burns. Yeah, that's everyone. It was an awesome experience. Check it out.